I'm Philip Tirone, and if you're a bankruptcy attorney, you know how much time you spend updating leads, moving clients from one CRM to the next CRM, keeping track of appointments. And in this video, we're going to show you how you can automate things. I'm going to show you with our automation expert, Sanja Djurdjevic, how you can step by step follow 4 simple workflows to get your CRM working to your advantage. These automations will save you and your staff hours a week and make sure that no lead or client slips through the cracks. So tracking which leads actually book an appointment is one of the biggest frustrations for law firms, because how do you know how to follow up with them? So in this section, Sanja will show you how to make sure every appointment automatically shows up in your Lawmatics CRM without you or your staff having to do one thing.
We have a webhook that catches the appointment data when your lead books an appointment using our system. And we push that data to a spreadsheet so you can have a clear overview of all booked appointments and maybe run some reports using that spreadsheet. And we have a few formatter steps just to extract the first and last name, start and end time of the appointment, because how we need to input that data into Lawmatics in the later steps. And then here we submit a custom form. So if you have a custom form that needs to be filled out and not just creating a contact, we can submit a custom form. That way the leads that get into your Lawmatics have specific information that's being pulled from both the webhook, from the appointment, and from the data that we have in our CRM about that lead. And lastly, now that we have created an entry for that contact or updated that contact in your Lawmatics, we also create an appointment for that contact in Lawmatics. Because bear in mind that this automation, the trigger for this automation is an appointment being booked in our system. So in this case, we have create an appointment, we pull the appointment information, and we format the start and end time, because Lawmatics has specific time zone and maybe your account in our system has different time zone, or we just need to make sure that the time format matches because Lawmatics has specific requirements for the time format. So this way you just save time. If you're using Lawmatics and you want to see how many of your leads have booked an appointment and you want to run some reports, this is a type of automation that would help with that.
When we're doing the follow-up for our debtor attorneys, once they retain a client, we don't want them to keep getting the same emails and text messages about setting up a free consultation. So what we do is we can automatically take them out of the follow-up sequence and automatically enroll them in the 7 steps to a 720 credit score, which is going to drive more reviews and more referrals to your clients. Sanja is going to show you how your CRM can handle this automatically.
If you update a matter in Lawmatics, whenever there's a change, for example, you change the status, like in this case, you change the status of a lead to hired or discharged, and you want something to happen. So instead of emailing us on what we need to change in our system, we can set up an automation that does that for you. So whatever needs to happen in our system, we can automate it through this. So basically, let's say you hire the client and you want to remove them from the lead follow-up email drip. That can happen automatically. Or you want to enroll client, a lead became a client and now you want to enroll them into the 7 steps to 720 course. So we can give them access through that course just by using this type of automation.
Many debtor attorneys use Cognito form to qualify leads, and entering the data manually can be a nightmare. In this section, Sanja is going to show you how our system automatically can transfer data into Lawmatics or whatever CRM you want, so that everything's stored in one place. You never want duplicate information in 2 different CRMs.
If you're doing long-form consultations with us or short-form consultations, and you're also using the CRM and you would like to see the data from that consultation being pulled to your CRM, maybe you want to see all leads information in your CRM, we can automate that for you. So for example, here we have a Cognito form for conducting the consultation with your lead and qualifying your lead. So these leads that you get after the form has been submitted are actually qualified leads. And if you want to see the data for those qualified leads in your CRM, in this case, Lawmatics, for example, we can create a contact or update a contact for you, and then create a matter, pulling all the information from our Cognito form. Now, for this particular case, we would need to map the fields from our Cognito form into your Lawmatics. So we would need to work on setting up those field set in your Lawmatics just to be able to match them.
Now, if your firm uses MyCase instead of Lawmatics, you can still take advantage of the same automations. Sanja is going to show you how appointments connect directly to MyCase, making sure your leads and clients are always up to date.
In this scenario, we're using MyCase. And what we're trying to do with this scenario is to save some time on updating the contact who booked an appointment using our calendar. So we have this trigger here, pipeline stage change, because every time your lead books an appointment using our calendar, in our system, the pipeline stage of that lead changes to appointment scheduled. Now that the appointment has been scheduled and you want to reflect that in your MyCase, maybe you also want to change the stage or status of that person in MyCase, we can set that up through automation. So in this case, the trigger was the change of the pipeline stage, and then we searched for contacts in your MyCase. If there was a match, then we would update that contact using the information from the appointment just to make sure that that the appointment has been scheduled and there's a lead that actually booked an appointment with you, so you can run some reports on that.
These workflows keep your practice running smoothly without extra effort from you or your staff. If you'd like help setting up any of these automations with your firm, just reach out. We can show you how to get started. We use Lawmatics and MyCase as an example. We can use any CRM you have. We're really software agnostic. We just want the softwares to talk to each other automatically.